guys, today's video is a get ready with me. I literally was going out for dinner with my husband and I decided to put the camera in front of me while I was doing my makeup. So you'll get a good idea of my favorite makeup at the moment. And to start with, I'm going to prime my face with the Nivea Sensitive Post-Shave Balm for Men, which if you haven't heard about is a really good drugstore primer. Basically it's packed with glycerin, makes your makeup stick to your face and is very hydrating. So I just start with that, massage it all over my face, and then I'm going in with the Bourjois Healthy Mix Serum Foundation. It's a tiny bit light for me at the moment, but I wear it quite sheer, and once all the makeup is on, you really can't tell. And I'm just buffing that in with the Zoeva Silk Finish Foundation brush, which is a really lovely, dense foundation brush. Next up, to conceal under my eyes, I'm going to be using a mixture of the Benefit Erase Paste to conceal, and then over that I'm going to layer the Catrice Light Reflecting Concealer, which is nice and cheap and you can get it from Dischem. The coverage is quite sheer, so if you have any serious blemishes, I would use something a bit more heavy duty, but this is great for highlighting, so I put it under my eyes in that classic triangle shape, in the center of my forehead, down the bridge of my nose, and on my cupid's bow and chin, and it just provides a very subtle highlight to those areas. And then I blend it all in with my Real Techniques Miracle Complexion Sponge, which as always is very damp. I wet it a few times under the tap, and then I bounce it all over those areas and it blends everything seamlessly. Next up is brows. I'm using my faithful Soap & Glory Archery brow pencil. It's nice and skinny, it's kind of like the Anastasia Brow Wiz. And then just to perfect them a little bit, I'm going to go into my Smashbox palette and I'm going to use that taupe shade just to make sure they're nice and dark and even. And then to set the hairs in place and also make the brows not look so drawn on, a bit more natural, I'm going to use the Essence Make Me Brow, which is basically Benefit Gimme Brow, but a lot cheaper. To set all that in place, I'm just going to use the Prep and Prime Loose Finishing Powder from MAC on my Real Techniques setting brush, and that basically goes anywhere where I put concealer. And I also tap it on as opposed to sort of flick it on with the brush because I find that helps not to disturb the product underneath. Now, just to help to define this face a little, I'm going to be using the Smashbox Contour Stick Trio. This is the contour pencil. Lovely and creamy, blends like a dream, goes in all the usual places, and then I'm just going to blend that in with a combination of my fingers and my foundation brush. Next up, for a bit of highlighter, I'm going to be using Colourpop Lunch Money, which is kind of a cream highlighter. It is amazing. It is one of the best products I have used in a very long time. Well worth shipping all the way from America. Next up, I'm going to put some eye primer on my lids. This is obviously Urban Decay Primer Potion, which will be available in South Africa in June. Very exciting. Next, I'm going to go on to the eyeshadow. So I'm using the slightly warm matte color, again from the same Smashbox palette. I'm using the brush that comes in the palette because it's great. And I'm just building a little bit of a crease using windscreen wiper motions back and forth, as you can see. Then just to deepen that crease, I'm going to use the next darkest color along, also a matte, on a slightly more precise brush. This is a Zoeva Luxe Petite Crease brush, and I'm just going to go pretty much over the same area just to build a bit of depth there. And then back to that fluffier Smashbox brush just to blend everything out a little. Next, the star of the show. This is Colourpop Weenie, which is a beautiful pearlized light bronze color. I'm going to pack this on with my finger because I find that's how it applies best and you get the best kind of whack of pigment. Unfortunately, I have found this color creases slightly on me, which is really disappointing, so I do have to be a bit careful. I have to use a primer underneath, but then again, I do have really oily eyelids. Anyway, so I'm just taking that underneath my eye with a short shader brush and blending it out with my finger. Next up, I'm going to be putting a little bit of this Charlotte Tilbury Color Chameleon. This is the shade Bronzed Garnet. It's kind of like a chubby eyeliner slash eyeshadow pencil. It's a gorgeous color. I don't find it blends that well, so I tend to use it more as an eyeliner than as an all-over shade for my eyelid. And then just softening it with my finger, and then I'm just going to use a chocolate brown kohl pencil, again just to intensify the colour on that outside corner, smudging it out with my fingers again. Next, it's time for mascara. I'm curling my lashes with the Kevin O'Quan eyelash curlers, and then I'm going to be going in with my Revlon All-in-One Ultimate Mascara. This is better for a smoky eye, it just gives it a little bit more of a chunky definition. I also love the Volume and Length Magnified. It's also an awesome mascara, but better for day-to-day. Moving on to blusher, I'm going to be using Milani's Luminoso, which is a kind of American drugstore favorite. It's awesome, totally worth the hype. I know Camilla doesn't love it that much, but I find it really flattering on my skin tone and I wear it a lot. Now that the mascara has dried, I'm just going back in with a black eyeliner and MAC Power Surge on the lower waterline, just to add a little bit of extra definition on the inside of the eye. This black pencil is a gel liner from Almay. I believe it's a new one. It is excellent, and it doesn't smudge and it doesn't transfer to the lower lash line. Really, really good. MAC Power Surge is a bronze color and is an all-time favorite. For lip liner, I'm actually going to be using my eyebrow pencil because it's matte and it also provides a really very natural looking shadow. So I'm using that, as you would, around the edges of the lips, and then just softening it a little bit with my finger so it's not such a harsh line. To finish, I'm just going to go in with another Colourpop product. This is the Lippy Stick in Oh Snap. It is a matte shade. It's really creamy, really comfy, and just the most gorgeous color. And that is it, all ready to go. Thank you very much for watching. If you have any requests, please leave them in the comment box. Otherwise, we'll see you next time. Don't forget to subscribe. Bye!
Oh, that is pretty! Oh, that's nice.